Change is coming means that China will become the dominant economic and military power in the world. And so that change is not going to be good for the United States. That's a pretty easy answer.
Yeah, no kidding. How do we stop it? How do we change it?
Well, look, we have to decouple from China. And we, as Americans, also have to look at where these products are made. We are feeding this dragon.
100%.
We've made this dragon, you know, what it is, and we need to put this dragon on a diet. In order for them to feel the squeeze, and also to stop funding the buildup, the unprecedented military buildup that China is doing in order to supplant the United States as the dominant economic and military power of the world. Now, Russia is going to be used as one of China's pawns in this. They're not they used to be the major partner with China. Now they're the minor partner. And Putin has to do what Xi says, or else, you know, he's not going to buy his oil and his gas and not fund the war in Ukraine and other things that Putin wants to do. And so, yeah, it's pretty easy for me to answer that question. The change is China is going to be dominant. We're not.
We just need to bring American companies back here to the United States. Is that happening? We get so many of our drugs from China. We saw the baby formula shortage. Why don't we have more Americans building companies here and taking away that business from China?
No, we should, and we need to incentivize companies to come back to the United States or nearshore it, come back to our hemisphere. You know, there's plenty of good, cheap labor down in South America. We need to look at our neighbors to the south as a solution to this problem of the supply chain. And unfortunately, we've been looking to the Far East for that. We need to come back home and then again put this dragon on a diet because it's needed, and we can't continue to feed the dragon that eventually is going to gobble us up, and we need to face that, and we need to face it right now.
Well, and it was within the last year or so that Congress passed the CHIPS bill, which essentially is a great big incentive to have semiconductor manufactured here in the United States, but that's going to take a couple of years. So, you know, it's just everything else. It's everybody's phone. The phone in your pocket was made in China.
Yeah. Yeah. So look, it took us a while to get to this point. We thought that by, you know, making China a partner, a member of the World Trade Organization, using capitalism, that they would somehow change. Yeah, they changed, all right. We made them stronger. We made the Chinese Communist Party stronger. Right. Politically, they haven't changed at all. They're persecuting their own people. They're committing genocide. Unfortunately, American companies have you know made excuses for them. It's time that stops. It's time for these companies to come back to America.
And the good news is a lot of Democrats agree with you. It's one of the bipartisan things. It gets me very encouraged.
Well, they don't need to increase the corporate tax.
Right.
Keep increasing.
Absolutely, that would be great too. Congressman Ron DeSantis, now Governor Ron DeSantis, sat down with Piers Morgan and talked about how he viewed the Russian and China threat.
What's your view of Putin?
Look, I think he's got grand ambitions. I think he's hostile to the United States, but I think the thing that we've seen is he doesn't have the conventional capability to realize his ambitions. And so he's basically a gas station with a bunch of nuclear weapons. I mean, I think he is a war criminal. This ICC, we have not done that in the United States because we're concerned about our soldiers or people being brought under it. But I do think that he should be held accountable.
So your thoughts, is he accurately describing Russia and the threat?
Yeah, Russia, you know, is a third world economic power with well, now it looks to be a second-class military power outside of the nuclear weapons, and he's a gas station, you're right, and China needs that gas station. That's why this partnership is going to blossom in the future, and that those two, China, Russia, but also add Iran and add North Korea. That's going to be the four stools, the four legs of this stool that of this axis of evil.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.